¡Chua! Pues supongo que es la normal, ¿no? ¿Salen Tony y Loki? En cierta manera, sí. Lo que pasa es que esto ya es lo último de la historia de God of War Drossenroll. No sé si alguna vez te has jugado alguna de las sagas que existen. A mí la verdad es que la primera saga la jugué en su día y me gustó. Ahora pienso en volverla a jugar y me da mucha pereza. Pero esta saga de ahora sí que me está gustando mucho.
You are certain you remember nothing of this place?
Oh, nothing that would help us. Tell me, brother, why exactly are we doing this?
I do not know.
Oh, that's comforting.
De la griega, pues ya te digo, Drossen, a mí me gusta muchísimo más esta ahora. Me parece
Look,
más
I
adulta,
know you
más
expect more from the smartest man
emocional.
alive, but Odin always kept me in the dark about this place. Which is why I urged you to seek Freya's guidance. Repeatedly.
She does not seem eager to speak with me.
Well, quite the opposite, brother. But you tell yourself whatever you need to.
Oh, qué chula.
I see a shore ahead. Black sand.
Exactly as described in the invitation. We finally bloody made it.
De hecho, se comenta que la siguiente va a ser con los egipcios. Pero aquí tiene un poco de sentido porque huye de Grecia. Pero, ¿por qué se iba a ir a Egipto? No lo sé. Me suena que ya es explotar por explotar la saga. Pero a lo mejor estoy hablando antes de tiempo, ¿sabes? Hay que darle un poquito a su favor.
Happening.
Back to basics, then.
Ah, que me han quitado mis mierdas. Me han quitado mis mierdas. Me han quitado... ¿Pero qué es esto? ¿Qué mierda es esta? Entiendo que igualmente tengo la otra partida guardada y puedo seguir con mi partida normal. Pero si quiero hacer alguna
Well, that
secundaria.
felt unsettling. Like we plunged into a dream.
La verdad es que me haría falta, que hace ya mucho tiempo que no juego. No sé si se os ve un poquillo como lagueado. Muy buena, Sakusa. Vos recuperada ya, yo creo que sí, yo creo que sí. Vamos a ver si puedo quitar algo. Esto fuera. Esto fuera. Todo bueno. Tirando. Intentando sacar tiempo para mí. Por eso estamos hoy aquí. ¿Esto tiene mapa? No tiene mapa. Y no se ve nada. Tirando, que ya es.
Doesn't seem anyone's here to welcome us.
locked.
I don't suppose you'll take that as our cue to turn around and leave?
Reatha Sialfur, Sinum Hautum.
Hola.
To be one's own master.
Pero bueno,
Master
Kratos, has
myself.
estudiado tela,
A
¿eh?
more poetic way of putting it, but yes.
Something is wrong.
Bueno, ahora es más listo que en la saga anterior.
Valhalla may not appreciate our breaking in.
Más pacifista, bueno, pacifista, sí, un poquito más pacífico, más tranquilo.
My shield will not open.
¡Ah! ¡No! ¡No! ¡Que no tengo escudo! ¡Que no tengo escudo! Señor, que no me acuerdo cómo se esquivaba. ¿Y cómo se tarjetea? Así. Joder. Debería haber mirado los controles.
Behind you, watch out!
No. ¡Ah! Ya no me puedo.
Perhaps the last remaining pocket of Asgard. Something unreal about it, though. At least this part seems peaceful. We should have a look around.
You truly believe Freya would have aided us in this?
Aided us, talked sense into you. Win-win either way, really. I certainly can't see how there's any benefit to avoiding her.
I am not avoiding her.
Brother, you've gone to bloody Valhalla to avoid her. At least be honest with yourself.
It is not her I am avoiding.
¿Y por qué estamos aquí, por
I
cierto?
value Freya.
Well, that I believe. And nice to hear you admit, frankly. I think she values you as well, in her way.
She finds me useful. It is not the same.
Is that really what you think?
I do not believe she understands
Sí, la
what
otra
she
novela de la
asks of me.
cabeza. No, tampoco. No. Creo que no ha habido mucho spoiler, ¿no? Gracias. Uy, mira, esto parece
Back
de Stranding.
outside.
Ah,
You marched into Valhalla without even talking
estaba
to
hecho
us
para morir.
first?
Nice to see you too, milady.
It was a personal matter, and I would not take you from your duties.
You breached Valhalla. Consider it worth my time. This entrance is secret. Who told you of this place?
Nailed to our door 3 days ago.
Kratos of Sparta, you are hereby invited to a challenge. Face the past, face the future. Master Valhalla, master thyself. And then directions here, no signature.
Who else knows of this entrance?
Odin and us. It's likely a trap.
You're thinking of going back in.
Would you join me?
Oh, don't let me intrude on your personal matter. Besides, I can't. Unlike the two of you, I've never died.
What happens if I return inside?
Well, that depends on you. Valhalla draws from the memories of those who enter. In there, you're an open book. Sure, you want to go back in.
How did you even get past the gate?
I forced it open.
With his bare hands.
He forced it open.
There's an easier way if you insist on going back in. Come.
Sigrun, maybe later we could continue with that one conversation, eh?
For once, Mimir, I think you've said enough.
Aye. Right then.
And the other matter we discussed?
me gusta
You're
mi-
still thinking, I take it?
I am.
Is that what this is? Guess I'll let you think, then.
Pues no recuerdo Dross en sí en el anterior juego.
All right, General.
Decía algún
Let's
comentario al
send you
respecto,
in
en plan de
properly
me pica la
prepared
nariz y
this
es una
time.
putada.
First, Valhalla requires you to perform the ritual of selection.
Que me iba bien.
Good. Now, let my sisters speak to you of Valhalla's rules and its values. Please, Kratos, speak with my sisters before you venture back in.
¿Dónde? Ah, coño. Perdón, que estoy ciega.
What do you know of this place?
Valhalla seeks to foster wholeness and balance within those who enter. To fully master yourself, you can't rely on only your most familiar tactics.
I use the tactics appropriate to the situation.
Of course, but varying your approach will demonstrate to Valhalla the full mastery of your abilities, and Valhalla will reward such demonstrations. Be sure to come back and see me as you progress.
What have you to say?
The challenge of Valhalla is not merely about overcoming obstacles. It's about the way you overcome them, how you demonstrate mastery of your own powers. We can guide you down a path, but Valhalla will be the judge of your progress. Return to me when you've met a goal, and we will observe the effects.
Step up to the gate when you're ready to proceed, and we can begin the ceremony.
I am ready.
Air, Gunnar, with me. Now you can enter Valhalla by this gate, without suffering the penalty of breaching.
Thank you, Sigrun. Amir, what is at odds between you and Sigrun? Did you anger her?
I wouldn't say she's angry with me. Irritated, perhaps. Disappointed, certainly. But you needn't worry yourself, brother. I won't let it distract from whatever it is we're doing here.
Recuerdo cuando te di el follow, pero seguramente sea... Sí, seguramente por Estrada. Pero no jugué muy lejos porque me lo prestaron. Oh. Pues a mí es que me gustó mucho. El 7 y el Village.
Brother, I must admit, Freya's idea does make quite a bit of sense to me. What better god of war could the realms ask for than a general who won Ragnarok, and won it trying to save lives? With you on board, our whole peacekeeping council could really do some good.
This position, this title, I have held it before. You know what happened. She knows what happened.
Of course we do. But why should who you used to be matter more than who you are now? Can't you see how far you've come?
However far I have come, I have done it running from that life, that title, that throne.
Aye.
I do agree with you about Freya's counsel. It is a noble idea. It should succeed upon her merits.
How's that, brother?
Freya is known to the realms and native to them, respected by all, an experienced leader.
Experienced enough to know that a shared power is best for the people.
That she would share power proves she is worthy to wield it.
Even so, why make her wield it alone? Without Odin, the realms have a chance to forge a new peace. When conflicts do arise and can't be talked through, a god of war ensures those conflicts have rules and enforces them. They need might and judgment, and credibility across the realms. Who else would she pick, brother? And this must be how you remember Svartalfheim.
Freya knows I would not refuse to aid her when in need. I have done and will do my part to fight for peace,
¿Estáis
regardless of
liados o
title,
follando algo,
regardless
tú y
of whether
Freya?
I sit in authority.
You know as well as I do there's power in words, oaths. The people need to know you're committed to them and to yourself. That you'll be there for them, and I know that you will. I understand you've got misgivings, man, but you've put your past behind you. We all see it.
I know everything that I am.
That you were. You've told me of your past, and yes, much of it was horrible. But you've proven over and over again that you're not that man anymore.
There. That is the path we seek. A way up and forward. Valhalla's inner reaches. I can feel it.
If there's an upside to this Valhalla madness, at least it's good to see you in action again. You're already more your cheery self than I've seen in moons. Without Atreus or a fight in front of you, I've wondered after your well-being.
Combat can be clarifying.
Parece como si alguien le hubiera dado una manita, ¿no? Pero bueno.
What is this?
You recognize your old seat, don't you?
Esto te iba a decir, digo, esto parece donde God of War 2 empieza.
I have not forgotten the debt I owe you.
O sea, el de Grecia.
Do you really think you understand the stakes? This still feels reckless.
Here they are now.
That's odd. We're back outside, but we didn't... you know.
Sometimes you reach as far as you're ready to go. Valhalla's decision, or yours? Does this mean you're done in there?
No. I will discover who invited me. I believe I am close.
You're sure it's worth dying for?
Oh, I think we're fairly accustomed to dying at this point.
Don't be glib, Mimir. Valhalla restores you after honorable death in combat, but beyond that, it makes its own rules. And if you don't play by them... Kratos, the threat of death in there is real.
That is good to know.
If by good, you mean wildly disconcerting.
I do wish you luck. Truly.
Pero vente conmigo, Freya. La hemos ofendido seguro.
You
Ay,
strike a balance between discipline and creativity.
Look, brother, the fog's lifted. Valhalla's becoming more open to you, perhaps. So much to see in the distance there. You can see how all the little realm spaces connect to the higher plane. And those statues are certainly imposing.
I recognize them. They are judges of the underworld, from my homeland.
Ah, well, you sound thrilled to see them again.
Souls they deemed righteous were granted entrance to the Elysian fields. Those deemed wicked were cast into Tartarus.
Ah, yes, where the souls of the damned were tortured. Why has your mind manifested them here, I wonder? Ah, Midgard in memoriam.
sé que lo digo cada vez que abro una
I'm
puerta.
starting
Pero...
to see there's no fixed order to the realms we'll visit here. Brother, whose voice was that we heard when Valhalla sent us back from the throne?
You heard it also.
Aye. Said he owes you a debt, was it? Someone who might lend us a hand, perhaps?
Unlikely. He was a god of Greece, and we did not part on good terms.
And by that you mean... yes, I see. No shortage of bitter old ghosts in these parts. These parts being your memory, of course. Brother, that throne we saw, did you recognize it? Was it familiar?
It was mine. The throne I took from Ares. It is a throne of monsters.
Ah, the anxiety of power made manifest. A symbol you're no doubt meant to consider.
It is a symbol I reject.
That might not quite close the book on matters. A symbol can't be slain, destroyed, or ignored. The best measure is often to reclaim it, redefine it. Remind us it's not the throne, but the god who sits in it. Well, that was demanding. Carry on.
battle is unpredictable, as is life.
Every battle is an opportunity, right, General?
How can you resist?
Don't let Valhalla's chosen opponents get into your head, or else you'll fall to them again.
Where is Freya?
Away for the moment. As you know, she's attending to many things presently. Establishing a new governing body for the realms is no simple task. There are leaders to find and recruit, negotiations for sharing power. I'm sure she'd prefer to be here, but you'll have to make do with the three of us for now.
I'm sure we're in excellent hands.
Tú como no, mi vida.
Why don't we talk about that image of you in the shrine we keep seeing? If Valhalla keeps pulling it out of your head, it must have some significance to you. Could it be that the idea of being loved and respected is a fair mite better than the alternative? Now hear me out. And it's not as though I'm the smartest man alive or anything. But don't you think joining Freya's council could put you in a position to walk that path? To earn that path?
That would be a poor reason to accept. Ambition is poison.
And
Sorry,
your ambition
Mimi.
be a poisonous motive. But your ambitions are only to help people, not for your own glory, right? Make the world a better, safer place. I
Vale,
think
son cosas
maybe
distintas.
that image of
Echar la
you is
bronca a Mimi
symbolic
para
of
nada,
your
hombre.
desire to walk a righteous path. Valhalla's little signpost.
You are sure accepting Freya's offer is the right thing for me? Or for the realms?
I think we're here to make sure about that, one way or the other.
Congratulations, old friend. You really are going places in Valhalla.
Where's Mimir?
Is that really all you have to say to me? After all this time, can't muster up so much as hello for one of your most auspicious victims?
Hello, Helios. Where is Mimir?
How should I know? Why don't we go look for him?
Ofu. Este era el que me alumbraba el caminito. ¿No me puedo sentar? ¿No? Coño, que estoy en Móstoles ahí.
So, what's new with you, Kratos? Murdered any good pantheons lately?
Ah.
Devastated any populations with the cataclysmic consequences of your actions? Turned on any once trusted allies? You simply must bring me up to speed on your latest saga of blood-soaked vengeance.
I am that no longer.
You don't mean to say you've gone soft? Never believe it. Once a Spartan, always a Spartan. No, there's no fooling me, Kratos. You know what they say? You can't hide in the shadows from a sun god. At least, that's what they should
El
say.
nivel artístico es una maravilla, vamos.
Say,
No, pero está ya
the
anunciado
core
para
is looking a
PC.
little more familiar, isn't it? A mighty chain. Auspicious sign.
Hostia, perdón.
You've always had such luck with chains. This is all gonna work out just
A mí me
great.
suena creo que esto,
I
¿eh?
can feel it. Wasn't this the Chamber of Sacrifice? Where you let an Athenian soldier burn to a crisp, just so you could get past the room? Oh, those madcap early days. How you must miss them.
Que me hayan dado vida y lo otro completado me suena aquí a chungo. No, no me lo estoy platineando. No me suelo platinear.
What are you doing,
los juegos.
Kratos?
Prefiero...
To sacrifice me? Again?
Prefiero jugar otros juegos que no he jugado antes que platinear. Mira, el soldado ateniense.
Seems you'll need to push me along to get anywhere. Oh, good. You're making eye contact as you push me towards my demise. What a special little personal touch. Really lets me know where I stand. Especially after such a long and agonized deliberation over what to do. Oh, how reluctant you tell people you were to sacrifice me to the flame. You won't get very far without me.
Venga, que vaya
I
bien,
hate to
Agrungi. Gracias
disappoint
por
you,
pasarte por
blithering
aquí.
idiot. But you do remember I'm a sun god, right? You think I'm afraid of a little fire? Don't threaten me with a good time, Kratos. Maybe I'll be infused with power and achieve my final form. Maybe I'll explode and take you with me. Let's just see what happens. Let's just see.
La Me acaba de dar un orgasmo intenso. Perdonad. O sea, ¿qué me estás contando? Precisamente, esta es la espada del God of War 2 de Play 2. Madre mía. Ay. Me ha dado.
Okay, seriously, Kratos, get me out of this cage. It's not funny anymore. I can't believe
A mí ya
you
me ha
pushed me
ganado el
in
DLC.
on a presumption that it's what Valhalla wants from you. Have you ever considered that maybe your instincts are just random thoughts that pop into your head, no more likely to be true than the next? Hmm? Maybe consider that. Quickly.
Haz un sacrificio. A sus órdenes, narrador. Ah, que no lo
You're
vas a ver.
really just going to incinerate me and see what happens? I swear, you haven't changed one solitary...
Brother? What am I doing in here?
Mimir. Mimir.
Por Dios, Kratos, sácalo. Kratos. Me muero como si fuera Mimir y me muero.
No!
No, 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 no.
Get me out of here! Brother! What is this?
No, 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 no.
Help me!
I'm trying!
Brother! Please! Please!
Do not panic! We will simply return to the gate.
I don't think so! I think you've broken how Valhalla works! Oh! I think this is it, brother!
Pero en verdad, Mimir es verdad, ¿verdad? Yo le pasa muy mal.
Let's get you out of here! Secret!
Yes.
Up! You're burning! I'm not supposed to be here! Hokari Naito!
Añade Odrosin.
Mimir!
Ay, sí, Grun.
Oh no!
Ay, la
You poor
Jalita.
thing, look at you! You shouldn't have done that!
Oh, heal, dummy. You and Kratos would not. But you're safe now.
Secret, I'm sorry. I've been so foolish,
Later, love. I need a moment.
Kratos, pero no la cajas así, que está quemadita.
We are forever in your debt.
As I will be forever in yours.
Uy, pobrecilla, madre mía, cómo va.
My lady! Stop.
Ese
You've seen
solo hay
worse.
una curilla.
I'm not sure about that, boss.
Hush. There's nothing air can't heal.
This could take some time.
Go on, Kratos. Get back in there. And do what you need to do.
Me han reiniciado todo. ¿Me puedo ir? Ah, no. Ah.
Well, that was altogether bloody terrifying. One moment I'm in a forest, the next I'm in a cage full of fire.
You changed into Helios, and back again. It was unpredictable.
I'll say. I'm truly not sure if we've gone too far, or if we've come too far to stop.
We are not stopping. I must face this.
I know, brother. A memory of Vanaheim now. Brother, I beg you not to remember the exploding plants.
Hostia. Real Mimi.
What did you say about the forest? You remember being elsewhere when Helios took your place.
Aye. Yes, I didn't mention that while we were plummeting, but yes, I was in a forest, much like that of my youth. Back on my old body, too. It was a bit dreamlike, to be honest.
Do you wish to return there?
I can't say I don't. I'm concerned, but I'm more than curious. Guess my memories are fair game in here as well. Don't suppose they'll just stick to the pleasant ones, will they?
Unlikely. She was eager to receive you mere days ago. What has changed?
Oh, don't pretend to be interested in my romantic life, brother.
I am interested, and you are evading the question. What happened?
Well, after you dropped me off at a longhouse the other night, Sigrun made a cloudberry and hazelnut pudding. Of course, I don't eat anymore, so slightly awkward, but a lovely thought.
And
Pretty much it, really.
there is more to this.
That's quite a new power Valhalla's conjured for you. That sword isn't something full of terrible memories, I hope.
What do you think?
A este paso me voy a ver el DLC por internet, verá tú.
Kratos, I've been waiting to have a word with you.
Where's Sigrun?
She is resting, healing. What she did for you two in there, that should not have happened. It's bad enough you're risking your own lives, but it isn't just you paying the price. This is exactly what I was worried about.
Freya, what do you wish? That I quit? Sigrun believed I should see this through. That Valhalla can help.
Yes, she does. I just want you to be careful. I need her. And I need you too. No more bending the rules in there. All right?
All right.
I can't help reflecting that you only broke Valhalla's rules to save me. I wouldn't have let you if I'd known Sigrun would suffer for it.
Sigrun has no such regret.
To adapt is to lean into the alchemy of turning adversity into advantage.
What else happened that night between you and Sigrun?
Well, we stayed up much too late. I told her stories, she told me secrets. She put spirits to my lips, even though I can't get drunk. Then she invited me to watch her fall asleep.
And the next morning?
The next morning, we took a boat along the Lake of Nine. It was divine, brother. The lake was sun-dappled, and the air was crisp and perfect. You could smell the thaw.
When did you misspeak?
You know me too well, brother. We were on the lake when I put my metaphorical foot in it.
A ver. Dejadme un momentito, señores. Ahora vuelvo. No sé si voy a tener que cortar o no. Dadme un momento.
Leah, tell me, what happened between you and Sigrun on the lake?
Well, she was rowing
Pero bueno,
past where
Cotilla.
you found her family treasury.
Where we learned she cursed her brother over forbidden love.
That's right. And as we rowed by, I remember feeling grateful that the place was now deep underwater where she couldn't see it. And at that moment, she turned to me, and she said, I think, Mimir, I might be smitten with you. I think maybe I want to kiss you. Indeed, brother. I mean, there's always been more to us than there's been the opportunity to explore. So much unspoken, beneath the surface. For her to name it so boldly, it took me a bit off guard.
You and Sigrun. I am still waiting for the part where you spoke.
In my defense, I only told her the truth as it struck me in the moment. I told her my feelings for her were deep as Rand's Hall and had been for as long as I'd known her. But just then a kind of revelation came over me. A sudden cold clarity that it was vanity to imagine that I, as I am, could be enough for her as she is. So I heard myself tell her that I didn't think I could give her what she needed.
Ay, Dios mío.
Now,
Mimir.
I am mad at you.
Gracias,
Pile on,
Kratos.
brother. I deserve it. Ah, we're up by those statues now. Judges, did you say? Perhaps the higher planes of Valhalla correspond to the deepest reaches of your memory.
Hello, me again.
If I must carry you, make yourself useful. Say what you see in battle.
Aye, aye, asshole. They locked you out. Guess we better poke around the
Menos
old
mal.
neighborhood. See what sorts of acquaintances are looking to reconnect.
Ay,
Heading back to the cage, are we? I guess Valhalla is giving you a second chance.
joder, me están enchufando aquí, tío.
Party. Well, now it's a party. Here we are.
Sí.
Let's see what brilliant
Ya, se echaba de
moves
menos
thought
no
of.
matan un cíclope. Uf.
Kratos? Surely you're not supposed to. You know what? Never mind. I'd like to see this.
Se va a quedar afeitadito, afeitadito, ¿eh? Va a volver a aparecer el Kratos de siempre.
Where are we now? Tyr!
The invitation was yours.
¡Ah, que
I
es
would
de
have
verdad!
signed it, but it was important you come here for your own reasons.
Then you're not an illusion.
Me
You're in
pensaba que era una
flash,
puta ilusión.
What do you want?
I know what you're wrestling with, Spartan. I understand it better than you realize. The shame. The doubt. The question I could find no answer for until I came here. Lifetimes ago. Stepped through that door.
What is in there?
I'm not here to spoil that for you. Only to help you prepare.
Why?
Because I can. Because for us, fighting occupies the body, while our minds work out the rest. Because
distinto este Tyr, ¿eh?
you're not ready. Yet.
Oye, espérate. Tyr.
Well done, Kratos. I yield.
Good then.
Heimdall me costó más, ¿eh? Me parece que Heimdall es el enemigo más difícil del juego.
Am I?
Honestly, nobody can truly say that but you.
Te me esperas, Tyr. Voy a... Oye, ¿y mi vida? Yo tenía por aquí para curarme. Tyr. ¿Cómo me curo, Tyr? Sí, de hecho... Era lo que intentaba ver porque yo esta mano la había visto algo raro y no, lo que había visto es que llevaba una pulsera. También puede ser que lleve a lo mejor ahí una pulsera por algo. Pero... sí, debería de faltarle una manita. También es cierto que este juego se toma un poco las licencias poéticas de la mitología nórdica. Me gusta mucho cómo lo pone. No es fiel, pero me gusta.
I'm not ready.
Yet. But we will get you there.
Vale, hemos vuelto. ¡Nos vamos!
I know this.
Bueno, mira, por lo menos te están contando cosillas cada vez que entras.
You remember
Me vale.
this, Kratos. The memory is vivid. A familiar scene to any that know your legend. A man at the crossroads of a fateful decision.
Aye, we've spoken of this, brother. The pact you made with Ares to stave off the barbarian horde.
The day I sold my soul to a god of war. Why show me this?
Well, if I had to guess, probably to make you feel like the piece of shit you are.
Is he necessary?
He's no part of my design. He's either Valhalla's or yours.
At least he hasn't replaced me again. Not yet, anyway. Seems a real charmer.
Yo prefiero ir antes que a Helio, la verdad. Oye.
A memory fragment of your time in Alfheim, then?
Tell me, who was Kratos of Sparta the day you made your pledge to Ares?
I was the youngest captain in the Spartan army. I had gained a reputation for my skills in combat, my command on the battlefield, but also my aggression. I was determined to never lose, and until then, never had. My men were loyal, fiercely so.
How many Spartans did you command?
Not enough that day.
How many barbarians did you face?
Thousands. Dear, why help prepare me to take your old position? Why not fulfill it yourself? You seem capable.
To the mortals of these realms, I am an ancient myth, long out of mind. The days I could hope to unify these realms are long past. But they see you as the hero of Ragnarok. You are known, respected.
Ah, mira, ahí está el
And
símbolo.
from what I have seen, you're the most qualified by far. You need only be ready.
Uy, aquel cofre casi me deja.
You told Sigrun you could not give her what she needed. You spoke out of cowardice.
Aye, obviously. But as prospects for terror go, can you imagine knowing all along you're not enough for someone? And then living out their slow realization of that truth? I admit it chilled me to the bone.
You presume to know how she will feel in the future. Why discredit her wishes and yours in the present?
I just can't pretend not to know better. She's romanticized the idea of us. Certainly I've done the same. But is that anything to build a future on? I mean, look at me, brother. Be practical.
If anyone else disparaged you as you disparaged yourself, I would wish to strike them with an axe.
I'm back! What a thrill!
Bueno.
I must say, it's genuinely hard to think of anything stupider than pledging your soul to Ares of all people. I mean, any of Zeus's brood are bound to be garbage, present company by no means excluded. But Ares made a real art out of being vicious and depraved. Though, I suppose I can't begrudge you your role model. I see you still use the blades you gave me. Can you really say you regret a decision?
You tío, de
And
verdad.
still keep benefiting from the trappings of that decision? I'm not sure, I'm just asking. You ever try to do on how many people died as a result of your little collaboration? Like contemplating the grains of sand on a beach, isn't it? Just overwhelming, honestly.
Otra vez aquí.
What is that?
Looks like someone left you a party favor. Oh, and it's a symbolic totem of your shame. That's so thoughtful. Ah, now you've done it. You're being judged. And we all know your past actions wouldn't pass muster with anybody.
Una piedra ambarina que simboliza el juramento de un prisionero, un juramento que hacía cumplir las furias de mi tierra. Es un duro recordatorio del juramento que le hice en su día a Ares, el día en que me desvié del camino digno y honorable.
I suggest we barter with Valhalla before we re-enter. Make things a bit more hospitable inside.
The pursuit of mastery demands the willingness to embrace failure, often, without judgment.
Fresh rewards with a side of new opportunities.
Mata enemigos griegos.
I see you made it count in there.
Shield Maiden.
Take this. Perseverance is your ally, General. I hear you like stories. I got one for you.
Go on.
Vamos a escucharla.
I wasn't born with the privilege of some of my sisters in arms. I wasn't bred for greatness. I was just the daughter of some poor innkeeper. Matter of fact, I wasn't even his.
Ahora toca momento de
Just
historia y no
raised
de
me
masacre,
after somebody
darling.
left me there. I didn't have much going for me, but I had one thing. I wasn't afraid of anyone. If somebody was asking for a punch in the face, I never thought twice. Brought a heap of trouble on myself that way, it's true. But I sure learned how to fight.
Pero he muerto muy
Enough for now.
fuertemente.
I'll pick that up later.
Kratos, el hombre...
I must admit, Sigrun, Valhalla isn't exactly what I imagined.
You're experiencing only a very small part of it. One that's independent and unconnected from the rest of Valhalla. Elsewhere, There are larger neighborhoods where the dead reside. Socializing, playing games, drinking, fighting. But one must earn the right to join their fallen comrades. New arrivals run a gauntlet. A personalized, self-contained version of what you're doing. It's meant to help the dead process the lives they lived. Those who are worthy, who have found some measure of closure, are allowed to move forward. Those who are unable to resolve their lives are forever trapped in their personal Valhalla.
Joder.
Some just prefer to keep fighting here.
Is that a key?
He encontrado un objeto de mi pasado. Perteneció a un capitán de barco de mi tierra. Ya te he hablado de él, no tenía ninguna relación personal con él, pero mi forma despiadada de tratarlo me ha atormentado hasta el día de hoy, algo que el Valhalla ha aprovechado.
One from my past.
Did it unlock something important?
Only a memory.
Seems Valhalla thinks you have a story to tell.
Later. Now, back to Sigrun and your low opinion of yourself.
Look, brother, I don't apologize for wanting her to have someone who can be everything to her. She deserves the best.
Then why should she not deserve the smartest man alive?
Sometimes I think you've come too far, brother.
Did I overstep?
No, Kratos. I appreciate your point. And to be fair, if I was so right, then why am I so angry at myself? Oh, I still can't bear the thought of Sigrun having damaged herself to save us. Or having damaged her connection to Valhalla, which she'd doubtless say was worse.
Will there be consequences beyond her injuries?
I don't suppose I can be sure of that either way. But I'm certainly going to begin worrying about it now. Thank you kindly.
Ah, que justo he estado yo
Kratos,
con la
the key
batalla,
you
sí.
found. Whose was it? What did it unlock?
It belonged to a boat captain I met during a battle on the Aegean Sea. His ship was part of a fleet under attack by a Hydra. The key unlocked his quarters, where I heard women screaming for help.
Ah, yes. The story of your fight with the three-headed sea serpent. You impaled one of its heads on the ship's mast, was it?
Yes. But that was not why this key appeared. It is my killing of the boat captain for it that seems to follow me wherever I go.
And we're back. Didn't miss anything too important, did I?
In the face of change, those who adapt triumph, while the rigid falter.
Please, accept this. Yes, keep daring to chase what others think is impossible. Back to my story.
Por favor.
Continue.
So, there I was, Little Miss Brawl Magnet. If I wasn't starting the fight, I was the first one charging in to join it. Maybe it's something in the Asgard water, but it seemed like there was always a fight to be had. I guess I needed the rush, something to keep me sharp, feeling alive. I was driven, without fear or frankly much sense, to hold me back. Got myself a bit of a reputation, and that ended up being a problem. This notorious bully I'd humiliated held on to a grudge and tried to track me down. Found out way too easily who I was and where I lived.
Que aprovechen,
Set
Marneo.
out to teach me a lesson. We'll pick it up there when you progress further.
Valhalla selects your opponents for a reason. Embrace the challenge, but know you can prevail.
Muy buena esa, ¿eh, Kratos?
Sigrun, how fare you and your sisters?
With just the three of us to attend to the fallen now, we're short-handed. But we've begun recruiting new shield maidens.
Well, I happen to know of one lass who'd jump at the chance to join your ranks.
Es verdad.
You mean Thrud? Sif and Thor's daughter? Believe me, I know. She sought us out before the call even left our lips.
She fights well, and can be trusted.
A recommendation from you, General. With
Sí.
that, how could we ignore her?
Por favor, hombre, que me cae muy
Not
bien.
that she'd let us.
The key again. More to the story?
Yes, when there is time.
Greetings, friend. Any questions before you get started?
I was wondering, actually. Did Odin ever try his hand at Valhalla?
Of course. He explored it very thoroughly, in seeking to gain control of the Valkyries. But in the end, he found nothing here he could use. You see, Odin always looked outside himself for answers. But Valhalla only reveals its secrets to those who do the work of looking within.
Esta es la que yo quería.
Did Valhalla return you to your forest last time?
Aye, brother. And this time I wasn't alone.
Were you attacked?
No, far from it. Apparently my Valhalla isn't the stuff of constant combat at all. The memories of mine it draws on are more interpersonal. To wit, I found myself reliving old times with my former crew of fairy folk. Cobweb, mustard seed, the whole pack of ne'er-do-wells. Such warm greetings for their old ringleader, like nary a day had passed.
Sounds pleasant.
Rather was, to be honest. I remain suspicious, but if this process is doing something for you, I remain open to seeing what it has in mind for me.
Guapa, y gracias. Sí, estoy muy fresquita. A ver, realmente me da un poco de coraje
Kratos, about
porque
this boat, Captain. If you
el
needed
pelo
his
es
key
más
to
corto
save
por un lado que por el
others,
otro.
why does it seem to
Pero
bother you
eso
so?
aquí no,
Your actions in this case
no se
seem
ve en
justified.
directo.
The captain was
Da igual.
swallowed by the Hydra
Se ven los
before I
coloring, sí,
was
que es lo
able
que yo
to kill
quiero.
it. When I entered its maw to retrieve the key, the captain had somehow survived, dangling over a fall that would surely kill him. I saw the terror in his eyes as he fought to hold on, and in relief when he believed I would save him. Instead, I took the key and dropped him to his death. And it was all for nothing.
Joder.
The women were dead by the time I reached them.
No, es que el tío tiene mucha habilidad. No, pues tiene buena trama, ¿eh? De verdad te lo digo. Esta nueva saga del 2018 y este nuevo, me parece que tiene muy buena trama.
I'm back, brother.
Hello again, Kratos.
Y ahora tiene
I
otra
brought
ropa.
something else to keep things interesting. You're not the only
Vaya.
one with weapons from far-off lands, you know. Ready? I yield, Kratos.
Very well.
Es normal. Yo a mí también me pasaba cuando estaba muchas horas trabajando manco.
I believe you found an understanding within yourself. Shall we see?
Tiene mucha confianza en mí y en manco, por decirlo de...
It's not only memories.
Indeed.
Merece la pena si
But
lo
what
estoy
is a
jugando, yo
memory
amo.
apart from our perspective on it? You know the evils that came of your path. You know the evils within yourself. Yes, these you dwell on. But it's not that simple, is it?
The Horde is vast, brother. What would have happened if you didn't stop it?
Our lands would have been overrun. Our people killed, violated.
People your army was sworn to protect. An army led by you. Did you not feel a duty to fulfill your purpose? Did you not fear for the safety of your homeland? You saved them.
You would excuse my actions.
Excusing them is not the exercise, Kratos. Only accepting them. Accepting that you acted based on what you knew then, not on what was to come. Your motivation and their consequences are far more complicated than you let yourself believe. I think perhaps you have more to process.
Yes. I have much to think about. I will return.
And I will be waiting.
You gave them the invitation in the first place?
Yes. His voice echoes in the halls. There's no mistaking it.
So it's Tyr's game you're playing? This is all his idea?
A game is not his purpose. There is something here I must see through.
And what is that exactly?
Process.
Para convertirse en nuevo dios
All right.
equivalente a ti.
If it's helping, I trust you both.
We all do. As we trust in Valhalla.
Even after what it did to you.
I knew the rules and chose to break them.
This is for you. A mind that can adapt thrives amid chaos, finding order within the storm. I'd like to tell you a story that I think will help you along your path.
I will hear.
Early in my life, before I was a Valkyrie, I was a healer in a small village. My father trained me in the use of herbs and natural remedies. To him, coming from a long line of herbal healers, that was the only true medicine. But visiting the city, I saw healers who used magic. Only magic, to treat their patients. I'd seen it work. And work wonders. I tried to tell my father, but he said mage healing was against his philosophy. A dangerous shortcut that violated tradition. Being a good daughter, I respected his convictions. But that all changed when he took ill. That's a good place to stop for now. When you're further along on your journey, I'll share the next part of my story.
Que va, manco. Aquí nadie va a decir malo de nada de ti. Pueden a lo mejor pensarlo. Que no, hombre, que no.
I'm listening.
So, the bully with a grudge. He comes to the inn in the dead of night, chucks a bottle of fire through the window, sets the whole place ablaze. The coward thought I was inside in bed, but luckily I was just getting home. I saw the flames shoot up and surround where my father was sleeping. Well, this wasn't gonna be the day I started hesitating. I charged into the fire and dragged him out. Not unscathed exactly, either of us, but alive. And if I was too angry and fearless for my own good before, now, well, I charged right into that bastard's lair, me against his whole gang. Honestly, I had no business coming out of that alive. As it turned out, I came out of there with a job. But we'll get to that next time.
An infamous act. One they still spoke of in the years of rebuilding. I somehow doubted they meant it so literally.
I'll give you this, brother. Your technique has improved immeasurably.
I needed his power to secure my vengeance against the gods. I believed I had no choice.
No choice? You could have not ripped my head off my body. That was absolutely an option.
And he's back.
But that wasn't the worst of it, was it, Kratos? Killing me deprived Greece of the sun. They were plunged into perpetual cold and darkness. Crops ceased to grow. Famine descended on our homeland. Not that you cared.
Enough.
He is bitter, isn't he?
Que vaya bien, manco.
Kratos, I'm curious. Your decision to behead Helios, was it fueled by any personal motivations? Or was it really just a means to an end?
It was not personal. I did know him, long before I killed him. He was as insufferable as any god. but his death brought me no satisfaction.
Did you know what would happen as a result?
When Helios was captured by the god of dreams, the lands fell into darkness and were not restored until his return. I knew exactly what would happen. Tyr, earlier you spoke to me as though I seek to lead, as if I were someone to be followed.
Your self-criticisms, valid and otherwise, seem well reflected here in Valhalla. It's no accident that your mind manifested that throne. It's more than a symbol. It's a challenge to revisit your assumptions. Mimir is right. You have the power, and I think the wisdom, to redefine what it means to you. To assert that power is to prove to yourself that the chair doesn't change you, doesn't make you a new person. Not if you know who you are and why you serve.
Ahí haré lo mismo, supongo. Hostia, aquí es donde cogimos a Mimi. Hostia, Thor. ¡Modi! ¡Ah!
Modi! Oh, plucking a son of Thor out of your memory, of all things.
Sí, se me había olvidado. Cuesta mucho encontrar semejanzas entre Modi y Thrud. Su hermana. Ella no tiene ni un ápice de su crueldad, ni de su cobardía. Sé que todavía albergas un gran sentimiento de culpa por su muerte, igual que yo, por mi participación en ella, al igual que en el caso de su hermano. El Valhalla lo manifiesta desde mis recuerdos para que luche una vez más. ¿Otra vez?
And lest we forget, Kratos, lest we neglect to place your deed in full and proper context, I saved your life. Me! And you literally tore off my head for my troubles. Imagine if all your new friends knew how you used to treat your old friends.
Bueno.
Of course, you're not the same man,
Exacto.
right? Now, you only get your friends killed through lack of foresight. Far easier to blame others that way, am I right?
I know you
Hostia,
are a
eso me ha
projection of the
dolido.
mind. But for what it is worth, the death I gave you was unjust.
Oh, how touching. Yeah, not actually worth the spittle it took to mumble that out. Do not do that again. Nobody wants to hear that from you.
Me apancha
A
asiática.
little something to remember me by. I truly hope it brings you unrelenting torment. Chills you just a little when they do that, doesn't it? Feels like judgment.
Oh,
Uy.
hello, brother. I'm back.
Welcome back, Kratos.
A ver qué nos dice ahora.
I have another cherished weapon from my travel.
¿La habéis estado
Ready to
dando?
see?
¡Hostia, guapardo, tío!
Be ready.
No sé lo que es el dog. Algo.
Perhaps a judicious trade with
Bueno,
Valhalla would
es
help us
que
get deeper in.
imagino que tú no has jugado a este juego, pero la verdad es que se maneja como un Soul. De hecho, son los putos mismos controles. Y si no juegas como si esto fuera un Soul, estás muerto, ¿eh?
Valhalla is pleased.
No, pues de verdad, quizá que tiene, para mí tiene mucho más sentido la egipcia, más que la celta.
Excellent. There is a secret weapon that turns challenges into triumph, and that is your ability to adapt. I'll tell you more of my story now, if you care to hear it.
Ah. Hombre, sí, así, ya que estoy aquí, cuéntamelo.
Continue.
If you remember, my father had fallen ill.
No me acuerdo de una semana para otra,
It was
mujer.
bad. An illness unknown to us. I offered to fetch the mage healer from the city, but my father refused. He insisted herbs were the only way to help him. You can guess what happened next. He was gone before the spring. I was devastated. In time, I grew to hate my father's philosophy and dedicated myself to healing through magic. It was a blind rejection of an entire field. Because I believed it failed my father. Because I blamed his death on his faith. The truth is, I traded one limiting perspective for another, but I wasn't ready to see that yet. That's a good place to stop for now.
Y ya está ahí.
Valhalla, where legends are made and remade. It seems Tyr hasn't lost his edge, but I know in my heart you
Y
are
esta
the
es...
stronger warrior.
Sigrun.
Sigrun, inside we encountered a son of Thor.
It wouldn't really be him in there, I can assure you. You have a memory of a past fight, and I'm sure Valhalla takes advantage.
But why him?
I don't think that's for me to say.
Well, something for us to ponder in between melees.
Decir que ha tenido un accidente me parece también un
Before
poco
you ask,
brusco
yes,
decir
I
que
was
se ha
back in
follado
Old
todo el
Forest
mundo.
again. And this time I encountered my former boss, King Oberon. Rather eye-opening, actually. I used to be a true believer for him. Would have done anything he asked. But now I see through all that charisma and feigned wisdom down to the small, hypocritical tyrant I know him to be. Wait till I tell you what he put me up to regarding a particular magical flower.
You wish to tell a story of your first master.
Aye. Seems to be the very story Valhalla has me reliving, in fact. Oberon fancied himself a romantic, you see. Always claimed that love was more important to him than anything. One time, he led his entire entourage on a journey to attend the wedding of some duke or other, near your old neck of the woods. The groom, this lordly prick, had conquered a warrior queen and was marrying her as part of terms for peace. And this somehow was so romantic to Oberon that he dragged us across the sea to pay respects. Never mind, he was quarreling with his own queen the entire way. Well, I'll have more of that one, to be sure.
Vamos a ver. Santuario de...
Brother, you've told me
Niflheim.
many times of mortals you killed when in the god's service. What is it about this boat captain?
It will have cost me nothing to show him mercy. His life was in my hands. To be so casually cruel, This man did nothing to me, and I treated his life as nothing. He was not a god who'd manipulated me nor bound me in service. I cannot hide behind my thirst for revenge. He was just a man afraid for his life. Attacked and swallowed by a monster he had no hope of defeating. But the Hydra was just an animal. I showed him what a true monster looked like.
Oh, I'm back again. Still not used to that.
Kratos, you made it back. Good. Be ready! Let our battle clear your mind.
Eres una amiguita pesado, ¿eh?
I yield. I yield.
No me vuelvas a pedir que vuelva a hacer eso, tío.
I don't think you were indifferent, Kratos. I think you were hurt. Deeply hurt. And you handled it unskillfully.
Wait, is that you restoring the sun? You took Helios's chariot and put the sun back in the sky. but sacrificed yourself in the process.
Yes. I fell to my death, and was saved by Helios. But this memory happened before I killed him. My evils were yet to come. What is the point?
That your legacy has always been a complicated one. That goodness is not a destination we arrive at, but a practice. Misfortune may drive anyone to darkness. We resist it only through wisdom and vigilance. You are not so unskillful now as you were then. Better voices in your head, you might call it.
Hostia,
I
las
think
palabras
that's
de
enough
ti,
for
tío.
now. You have much to contemplate.
Yes.
No, tío,
Back
más
to the
no.
beach then.
You should be proud of your progress, Kratos.
No me
you
siento
soon.
orgullosa. Quiero acabar ya este juego.
It seems like you're making progress, whatever you're doing in there.
Perhaps.
Listen, I know I made you feel like we expected more of you than you could give. And I just want you to know, I'm not asking you to change how you are or who you are. We had to break the old world to build a new one. Picking up the pieces and putting them together stronger. It's a rare opportunity. You made a difference here. In some circles, a symbol of change. On many days, just knowing that you're a part of the Council is enough.
And other days.
You've earned a voice. How you use it is up to you.
¿Cuántas partes son, por favor?
Shield Maiden.
Good. You are finding strength and flexibility. Would you care to hear more of my story?
Por favor, sí.
I
Vengo aquí
am
solamente por
listening.
eso.
If you remember, I had shunned my father's herbal medicine after it failed to save him. I left my village and moved to the city. I scraped and scrounged, managed to survive, and became an apprentice to a renowned mage healer. I soaked up everything I could from her, and I was a natural, it turns out. Shedding my father's legacy came easy. In fact, I'd acquired quite the distaste for it. I cut herbal medicine out of my life completely. It was this rigidness that would prove the biggest mistake of my life. But I'll stop there for now.
¿El que no jugaste Kinosin? ¿Qué es eso?
A substitute daughter.
¿Pandora?
A box full of evils.
Pandora.
This one feels important.
This is your blacksmith story, isn't it? His girl was the key, and he died protecting her?
Protecting her from me. I opened that box seeking a means to kill Ares. And what I released.
Pretty much turned all the gods crazy. Thanks again for that.
Quiet head.
Unfortunate. The time I spend in my own Valhalla means you get more time with him.
O así decir, sí. Ah, mira,
Kratos.
ahí está.
How well did you know the blacksmith's daughter?
Pandora. She reminded me of my own daughter. I lost long ago.
I'm sorry, Kratos. Even at your most vengeful, you must not have wanted to see harm come to her.
Pandora was innocent. The way she saw things. She could reach me when few could. She deserved better than to be a pawn, sacrificed in a game of gods.
Your regret is palpable. But thank you for letting yourself remember. That is important.
As I was saying about my
Yo
old
ofrezco una
master and his
alternativa.
lofty so-called romantic ideals. We'd settled in a forest outside of Athens, a place well situated to observing the comings and goings of the Duke's other guests. There we observe the romantic complications of some local use. And Oberon gets it into his head to intervene. Bids me fetch him a magical flower that can manipulate the affections of others. Supposedly, the idea was to nobly help true love prevail over the pressure of family arrangements. But what he really wanted was to use the flower to torment his own wife.
I see why you left his service.
Aye.
Parece que hablan con mucho respeto, que dicen sus sensaciones y sus emociones, no lo que tienes que hacer.
While
Nada,
I'd
no
love
sé.
to say I left Oberon's service as a matter of principle, the truth is, it was much more a question of pride. If he'd simply shown me more appreciation, who knows how long I might have tolerated his evils. I certainly tolerated plenty from my subsequent employers before I could take no more. If I'm being honest, I was only too happy to offer my complicity in Queen Titania's humiliation.
What did you do?
I caused her to fall in love with something preposterous. An actor.
Joder, tío.
Time to die, freak! Ah, there's the other one!
All your righteous haranguing about how evil the gods are, and you somehow gloss over that little extra nudge you gave them.
Opening the box was Athena's plan. I did not know the consequences.
You would claim ignorance of the consequences of trusting Athena? Is that your idea of a joke, Kratos? Because I admit it's hilarious. But let's be real, Kratos. Whether you should have suspected the consequences or not, you certainly can't claim that you would have cared about them. You wanted the power to kill Ares. And because you wanted it, everything is justified. That's your moral code at the end of the day, isn't it? To imagine you once again holding an office of solemn metaphysical responsibility. A trusted figure. A worshipped figure. The absolute gall of you to let yourself consider such a thing. I guess irony can have you when it earns you, or something. Oh, how precious. I don't think you can be trusted to keep that safe at all. Pretty sure he agrees with me.
Sin Kratos no hay patos. Vamos a ver qué pasa. Hola, Tyr. De nuevo. Por favor, Tyr, no me
Kratos,
mates.
you made it back. Good. I have one last weapon to show you. I think you'll enjoy it, if
Vale,
that's the
dice
word.
última. Vaya.
Stop, Kratos. I yield.
Se va a cansar de ti. Yo me estoy cansando de ti.
Good thought.
Por favor.
Let's see what your mind has worked out. When the evils of the box were purged, what remained was hope, which you chose to release back to the world.
Yes. After everything, you came back full circle to sacrificing yourself.
My death would have been just, but it was not to be.
Yes, you lived, and hope still lived inside you, from that day to this one.
One might say you brought hope back to these realms after a long slumber. Box or no box, Kratos. Hope and fear and love and hate exist in every one of us. The question is, which will you choose to let guide your actions? Each choice we make shapes our world.
I see the truth of it.
And?
I believe I am ready to walk through that door.
Excellent.
¡Ole! Creo que no lo hemos pasado el DLC por fin. Debería de haberle dado una pata. Hostias.
What can I say to you? I remember how it felt to take that throne. All that it meant. And all that it did not. A god of war. God of pain. Of suffering. Of destruction. And Owen said I chase redemption that I know I can never deserve. What does that make me? God of fools. A god of... hope. When all else is lost. You lost everything. And everyone. You became... There is no forgiving you. You chose!
Hostia, el Kratos de la Play 3. El de la Play 2.
But now, should I, this same man, should I sit, take, proclaim, lead, place myself in service?
O sustituir a ti.
Service. Should I lose everything and everyone? There's to be enough left inside so that I do not become you. I do not know.
Somos nuestro peor enemigo, ¿eh?
But I have hope. You are cruel and arrogant and selfish. But you are more than that. You have always been more than what others saw. You are more than that.
Well, looks like I missed everything.
sentado encima de mí, mi Kratos.
Did you find what you needed? Glad to hear it, brother. We're done here then, so, what now?
Now, I believe I would like to sit here for a while.
Hostia, está guapo, ¿eh? No es un mal DLC, o sea... Realmente me hacía falta saber. Tiene conocimiento y sabe muchas más cosas de las que tú sabes. Uy. Espérate, que ahora va a haber cosas a lo mejor. Toma. Con todos los gritos. Es verdad, teníamos que hablar con las Valkyries, ya lo dejamos. Oh, es el más flojillo, me parece. Sin más.
I will join you. I will try to be what the people need.
Good. I'm very pleased to hear that. And that you found what you needed here.
I could not have done so without my friends. I am grateful.
Valhalla is at your disposal, Kratos. If you have more you wish to work out, now or later, we will heed the call.
A flute? Oh, will you play a song, brother?
It was my daughter's,
Hostia.
but I will tell you of it later. Your old master, he had you make his wife fall in love with another.
Aye, temporarily by use of this magic flower. Though now it's clear to me the flower's effect isn't love exactly, but a kind of obsessive devotion that is too often mistaken for love. So of course the queen made a fool of herself, as did all those under the flower's spell that night. Don't know how I ever got embroiled in such a farce.
You are wiser now.
I think so. Though that only makes up for so much past stupidity.